A little distraction there, but we're back. Yeah, so come on, man. Look at this thing. It's not assisted. Pretty snappy. Definitely not drop shut. The thumb stud, look at this thumb stud. It's angled. So very grippy. Because now it's angled back towards me. So grabbing onto it. Yeah, very snappy. I'm going to guess it's on washers for sure. Just because of the drop action. The snap action is wonderful, but the drop action tells me it's on washers. And I have seen this knife a fair amount. Can definitely fail it. I have seen this knife a fair amount, but without the serrated blade. Pocket clip, I'm going to definitely change that. I mean, the knife was listed as I think used but like new condition. And so I don't see anywhere on this G10 anywhere. There's no wear on the pocket clip. There's no wear on the scales. And then, of course, this leading edge is a telltale. You know, if you, I mean, put this in your pocket 2 or 3 times, and this leading edge would show some kind of wear. And then, of course, the blade definitely looks like a factory edge. It has not been sharpened. And I don't see any evidence of cutting. There might be some tape or something, I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, it's in excellent condition. So I'm going to say that the seller represented it properly. Pretty snappy, though. I mean, let's get in this thing, man. Come on. It's just one of those that the cool factor was enough that I thought, man, I got to get it. I'm going to have to add it to my collection. Ooh, that feels locked in there. But the adults in the room prevail. Yeah, buddy. Ton of Loctite on it. It's that white stuff. Yeah, bud. I was locked up good. My new bit driver. Thanks to Braden. Come on, man. Shout out to Braden again. I don't know how long I'm going to shout out to you, brother, but golly, what a hookup, man. He just, snatched up a bunch of stuff that he'd been using that he had upgraded or whatever, and put it in a big box and fired it off to me. And ooh, look at the amount of Loctite on that. So these screws go all the way through the scale and the backspacer to the other scale, which has a little nut in there. This side gets the screw, that side's got a little nut that's recessed in the scale. Yeah, Loctite on all 3 of these. This one does not want to come out of there. Nope. May have to get it when I come apart. Let's try. Yep. There it is. It's got the model number on the backspacer. See if I can get the screw out of the backspacer. There it comes. Ooh, look at the Loctite on there. I mean, they locked this bad boy down. I'm going to have to set it on a bench over here and put some tension on it because I can't put enough tension with my thumb. It was poking me. There, I got it. But golly, look at the amount of Loctite on there. All right. I mean, definitely represents this knife as being new. And it's got Teflon washers. Yep. Equal in size, one side to the other. I do feel the oil on it, and it's that sticky, like transmission fluid oil. So we may be able to improve this action a little bit by cleaning this stuff up and putting some thinner oil on it. So I'm trying to get to. Oh, the pocket clip. Yeah, I'm going to move that while we're in here. Now, I will say on these Kershaws, man, cautionary tale. Got to be careful about these pocket clip screws. I have stripped some out. And enough of them that tell me you got to be careful. I think I'm going to clean that before I put that back on the knife. Yeah, I have encountered it. Going back in with these screws here, definitely going to be cautious. All right, I'm going to use a little cleaner, a little ethanol, because I've got some of that gunk and Loctite. Golly, they put a lot of Loctite on this knife. Yeah, it had some crud there. There we go. Yeah, I mean, the cool factor was such that when I came across it, I was like, 100%, if I get it at a reasonable price, I'm going to get it. And, of course, the way that works for me is I come up with a price that I think's reasonable. I don't research it. Like, I don't go to the big book of knife values or what. I just think what I think it's worth to me. And of course, lately, part of that process is what could I sell it for? If I was going to downsize the collection and I wanted to purge this knife out, what could I sell it for? And then I run for that number. If I can get there, then I pick it up. If I can't get there, I let them go. It's the discipline, right? Like I don't get emotional about them. I don't, if I get them, good. If I don't, that's okay too. I gotta move like that, man. I didn't always used to be that way. I used to, if I wanted it, man, I'd run and, end up overspending and, you know, you know. But I tend to stay out of that realm now. Can't afford to be overspending for knives because most of them end up in the purge. And if they're going to end up in the purge, I got to be able to sell them for what I got in them. That's the main thing. If I can sell a purge knife for what I spent on it, then that was a good deal. Good trade. Let me see if I can't get some of this Loctite off of this one. Ooh, funky. There we go. Looks a little better. These weren't too bad, but I'll try to get some of this one too. All right. Yeah, might as well do the last one. There's no sense quitting now. There we go. And a pivot. Why not? We're here. Okay. Let's put it back together. Reassembly time. Pivot. It's in this side. Okay. Well, that's what we're going to have to work with because it's not going to go to the other side. But that's okay. We'll work with what we got. And then I think I can put the pocket clip on and it will hold everything in place. Let's do that. There we go. Which one were the pocket clip screws? These two. For sure, those two. Definitely got to run these backwards till they click. Don't want to run any chance of cross-threading that screw. And then really patient to snug these up into that scale. Really soft-handed tightening there. All right, let's go with a Teflon washer. And I am going to lube both sides. I'm going to lube the downside and the upside. The more this can slide around, the better. It's not going to hurt my feelings to over lube it a little either. Stop pin. Yeah. Ooh, so slick. Slick. I mean, I'm not a hater of Teflon washers. I've had some knives run really well on them. Is it skip bearings? No. We're kind of having to, this alignment game right here. That's that center one. Still got a ton of Loctite on it. Oof. There we go. I think I'm just going to do two. If I can get those two to line up, the others will be fine, or the last one will be fine. I think we're good. I mean, that felt pretty good right there. Yep. And yep. Last one. And then I'll tighten this from the back to the front. Get that blade off my hand. And then go back and check. Just a little bit of snug work. There we go. Feels tight. Still tight. I'm going to check it. I mean, I think it was right on the money. Spidey flick. With authority. Back flipper. Thumb flick. The jimping that's on the studs is perfect. Very bitey. Bitey flick. Come on, man. Yeah. No play. Very cool. We're going to put some tools up. All right, well, let's grade this action. So, I mean, all of the flipper functions are very snappy. Pretty sure I can fail it. Access to the lock bar, it's recessed, scalloped, and then this is raised just slightly from both sides so you can get a little better bite on it. We've got about 50% lockup, and so it's easy to get to it, easy to disengage, easy to flip. I mean, being on Teflon washers, I mean, for what it is on Teflon washers. Now, if I graded it against the curve, you know, I'd probably say it's like a B level action. But for what it is, I mean, it's definitely A level action. I mean, find another washered knife that runs as good as this, and you're going to say, yeah, that's high level action. And this has it as well. It's wonderful action. Let's talk about ergonomics. So this flipper tab, this cutout right here, you got not so confident, confident, very confident. And this is definitely over a confident grip. Without a doubt, I could come forward with this knife, meet resistance, and maintain my grip, not come over and put my fingers on that blade. There's a slight opportunity to choke up here. I don't like it because I'm right up on the blade when I do it. Yeah, so the ergonomics on this thing are wonderful. And I can get a full 4 fingers on there. Like, I mean, I'm locked in. There's some jimping back here. It's not doing me much good because I'm forward of that. But man, this thing in hand it's really nice. And then the reverse grip definitely can cap that. Very confident grip. Nice needle sharp point. Wonderful little knife. Yeah, very cool. Serrated or not, you know, if just a standard version of this Zing without that serrated blade, I mean, it's a cool little pocket knife. No doubt. I don't know if it's still in manufacture, but we're going to find out. I'll do price and availability just shortly. Let's check that pocket clip. I think it's going to be fine. It's standard Kershaw type clip. And it's going to get over the thick stuff, and boom, there it is. And it leaves a reveal, but it clearly it's a I don't know, it's a non-intimidating smaller pocket knife, and those screws definitely allow you to grab onto it because it's got dryer tension. I mean, wherever I put this, that's where it's going to be when I go looking for it. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, am I going to carry this? I mean, I don't know. If I knew I was going someplace specific and going to talk about knives or do a pocket check, maybe with my son or something, I might put this in my pocket. So, you know, when we do a pocket check, I could pull that out and go, yeah, here's what I'm carrying. And he's like, what is that? Yeah, look at this thing. So cool. Look at the milling on this blade. Try to get it up close. I mean, I know it's silly. 100% it's silly, but wow, is it cool. Let's check safety real quick, and then I want to find out if that blade's sharp. Yeah, so no contact there. The tip's recessed, so the clip's awesome. Tip's good, and I'm confident with the blade closed that I can handle this knife in any way, and I'm not going to catch a sharp edge somewheres and cut myself. And so, speaking of cutting, how are we doing? Oh, very sharp. Yeah, impressive. I was curious whether that could be sharp or not, but it's definitely sharp. Oh yeah, sticky, needle sharp. Yeah, wonderful. Excellent edge on this. All right. Well, price and availability, man. Where are they? Can this be found without with the serrations or without? Okay. So first off, the non-serrated version. I mean, there is a lot of those around. They're definitely readily available. I think they're more in HCR steel and not this 14C28N. But they're, I don't know, they're probably averaging around $20. Now, based on what I went through with this knife, same ergonomics. Now, I did notice that some of them are assisted. So keep that in mind. I think when you're looking, do you get an assisted one or a non-assisted? But this version without the serrated blade, is it worth $20 or $30? I would say yes. Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool little awesome pocket knife. Now, this serrated version. I saw a used one currently at the time of this video. I saw a used one that's pretty rough. They're wanting $75 for it. I saw a brand new one, just like this one, and they wanted $175 for it. So, here's what I'm going to say. It's a collector's piece. I mean, 14C G10, $175. Come on, man. It's the collector's value that's in this piece. Yeah, so I mean that's the skinny on it. The cool factor. I mean, if you're a Kershaw collector, golly, come on, man. Yep. And I have another Kershaw that I chase after. Now I have several. The 1770 and the 1775, which is the Lee Williams uh, version. It's got the Lee Williams. What's the name of it? But Lee Williams has his patented little flipper on them. The really small one, and then the neck size, and then I think the 1745 is also a version. I have all three of those versions. I have several of the really small one I've been able to secure, and then the mid-size one, which is really cool. I have two or three of those. Very nice. But this one's kind of in that same vein, man. Kind of cool little collector's piece. Anyways, it's a Kershaw 1735, 14C28N, R.J. Martin design, and the blade has been serrated and scalloped. Yeah, very cool. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching.